arm step in. Okay, see how tight him in? Remember that Aikido technique? His leg is gonna be there. Step back behind, destroy the knee, flip the tendon. Those y'all really want to be nasty? Then I just turn, flip the femur, you come to the other leg, stab it to the other femur, take it, turn it, lock him up. He's done. Everyone already done. Everybody good? Let's do that back. For those who don't know me, my name is Grandmaster Terrorist. I'm not here to teach you all this other yada yada yada. I'm going to teach you stuff. Good stuff. Reality stuff. I'm not coming from this point, okay? I'm not coming from this point and all that. Say that for another time. I'm not a dojo warrior. We need to get real. So let's get real. Come here. Okay. Listen. Dr. Moses Powell said, if you stand on a railroad track and see a train coming, what do? You get off the track. Right? So he throws the punch. I'm moving, right? Now, we'll go over here. Want to see it, right? He throws his punch. So we move. And we strike. And every time we strike, we got to know where we're striking at to cause the body to react a certain way. Okay? So he goes. Switch. He goes here. Go. All I did was hit right in the hip. That folds his body. That's what I want. How tall are you? 5'11". I just made him 5'7". Okay? So, here we go with the technique, right? He comes, go a little slow, because I want everybody to see it first slow. He comes, I'm slipping it, right here, right? I'm coming over, pop, pop, pop. Break that, all right? I'm going to step inside. Sakio, okay? We're going to walk, talk to the pinky a little bit. Then I'm going to take this hand and still control it, and I'm going to pass it to this hand with a strike. Still controlling this, okay? Watch my choke. Here's my choke. Turn around, smile for everybody, right? There you go. Here's my choke. Okay? So now what I do, I help guide him out. I help guide him out, and I spin right into him. And we go to just a simple, you can go a gauche, a ride gauche. I like to go straight tie gauche. Keep him right here where I want. Up again, sir. Just the right. He comes here. 1, 2, 3. Break that. Lock that. Transfer and pass it. Pass it right here. Strike. There's my choke. Spin him. And I follow right in here. Got it?
Yes, sir.
For those who take the throw, fine. For those who cannot take the throw, this is where we go with it. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break it here. And we go with choke right here. Again. Switch sides. Watch again. For those who cannot take the throw, we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it up. Then come choke. Grab high in the collar. And I choke him out with his own knee. Choke him out right here. And if you want to choke him out, and if you're going to do measure, you say here. Okay? Everybody got it? He throws the punch. Boom. Break that. Break that. Straight up. Come back down. Here we go. But I got this right here. Head, butt. Watch. Boom. Ass kick. Bang. I'm spinning. When I spin, I'm sliding my right foot back behind me because I'm going to actually kick him in the groin and I'm falling. And we got arm bar. Here we go. Come on. Bang. All right. Break that. Break that. Lock that. Headbutt it. Back of the calf. Right there. Boom. Ass kicking. Back of the head. Bang. Spin. Slide that right foot back. And push it forward with a groin kick. Groin kick. Bang. And there's my lock. Break. You got it?
Yes, sir.
You got it?
Yes, sir. One more time.
One more time. Boom. Right?
Right.
Axe kick, bang. Slide that right foot back. See where his leg's at? Slide it inside. As I slide inside, I'm gonna fall back, he's gonna roll. And we got our break.
Yes, sir.
Got it? You got it. Get on your feet, let's go.
Greetings. Thank you. First, I'm just thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me. Every time I come here, it's the best thing in the world. And I wanted to bring my brother Wale with me because to some of us in this setting, you know, the mixed martial arts thing is still questionable. We haven't made up our minds on it yet. Well, some of us have. Some of us think it's just absolute garbage. You know, others think it's the greatest thing since ice cream. But some of us haven't made up our minds yet. And that's where I think that our work comes in, is that person who hasn't quite made up his mind, that martial artist who hasn't quite made up his mind about, you know, what we're doing with this thing nowadays. First of all, we do understand that it is a sport. I don't know who got it confused and started talking about, you know, mixed martial arts is the deadliest thing on the planet and, you know, that's all you have to know. It's a sport. We all understand that. But in the realm of sports, it's about as close as we can get nowadays to simulated real combat. So we can get something out of it as real martial artists. And I like to call us real martial artists because most of us are not professional athletes, but we use our martial arts every day in some capacity, in a real capacity. So some of the things that we concentrate on in this thing that they're now calling the mixed martial arts, and of course we heard from our presentation earlier that, you know, this is not the origin of it. You know, the Gracies didn't invent it. But some of the things that we're starting to concentrate on these days is blending of the ranges. Taking it from the long range, the striking range, into the clinch range, into the wrestling range, and down into the ground and pound, and the locks and holds and all of that stuff. Because a lot of times it gets lost in translation, and it's not a smooth translation. We think that all of these things are separate. Enough said, we're going to try to bring it all together. One method that we use in order to do that is pad feeding. And I want to talk a little bit about pad feeding before we show you some actual techniques, because if you don't have this concept of pad feeding, the rest of what we're doing isn't going to make a whole lot of sense to you. I didn't bring any big pads, the big Muay Thai pads here today, because I knew that you all wouldn't have that kind of gear and that you want to do this from a more natural position, which is what it should be. My point being, most of the time when you see someone feeding a fighter, feeding a boxer, feeding a mixed martial artist in particular, you'll see somebody standing there with some big pads in his hands doing this. Okay, you just hit it. Boom, boom, boom. And he might move around to here and then say boom, boom, boom again. My point is that we don't need pads in that, because feeding should be just as realistic as the hitting and the punching and the kicking and all the other stuff you're doing. And if I have an alive posture in my feeding, I'm going to make better for the training that the fighter is doing. So we're going to do it with no hands, no gear. One of the first techniques, when we want to do a couple of entries, or a couple of variations off of an entry. Some of you already know this. I'm sure that a lot of the people who practice jiu-jitsu already know this head turn position. But we're going to show you some contemporary ways of getting to it. So, most of the time what you see, I'll go first time, is that off of a typical set of punches, a typical combination, let's say a jab, a cross, and a hook, because nobody punches in the street like this or anywhere else. So, off of a jab, cross, hook, if I were feeding this to him as a client, as a training partner, I wouldn't feed this thing out here somewhere. A lot of times you see jab cross fed here, and the guy's punching across his body 2 times. That's not jab cross, that's 2 crosses. I feed jab cross on the same hand, so I get 2 straight punches out of it. So some people, they're not ready for the actual blocking and maneuvering yet. You can feed this. Jab cross, when the hook comes, I'm going to either feed it to the hand, or I can actually cover it. So you got 2 modes of training. There's one feeding mode, one actual defending mode. Jab, cross, hook, bang, bang, bang. I feed it right there. You notice my live posture. I'm not just standing here like this, expecting him to do something. I move with him. I watch distance. I watch timing. And when I think it's a good position, or when I want it, I feed bang, 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 jab, cross, hook. Now, if you're actually okay with defending, let him punch when he gets ready. Jab, cross, hook, bang, bang, I cover. So I catch the first one, tap the second one, cover the third one. Stop, bang, boom. Tap, tap, tap. And there are variations on this too. You can scoop, you can pass, but this is easy to get to because this is not what we're trying to show you. We're trying to show you this next part. So I'm gonna do it to you. Go, you do it. Go, 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 go. Bang, bang, bang. I'm gonna monitor this hand. I know this hand is here. All right. I can pass this over or I can keep it from right here. Elbow here, forearm here, push the head through the hole. Control the arm. Go to arm bar, whatever you want to go to from there. Very simple move. One more time. Jab, cross up. Bang, bang, bang. Monitor that hand. Make sure you know it's there. Boom. Separate. Push through the hole. I still got the arm. I do what I want to do from there. You got 1,000 things to do from there. So I'm going to show you a couple of variations on that. I'm going to do it to him.
Here, kind of set up a reverse triangle. Just sit, grab your shin. Rock. You can also grab the pound from here to TKO him, or push forward to squeeze and finish. Cuss. As Master showed you earlier, there's also an armbar too, but I feel more comfortable with the triangle because I can either knock him out or choke him out unconscious. Here, relax, put the leg over, grab the shin. Doesn't hurt to do this because grabbing the shin sets up the triangle temporarily. Once you set it up, you let it go. Squeeze, and you can ground and pound. The fight's over.
One more time?
That's our break. Push the head forward. Push.
Go.
Let's do one more time. Parry, parry, block. Head passes over. Put the power out. Come up, sit him up. Hold him tight. Might try to get out. Leg comes over the neck and or rib. Grab the shin, sit. It's a great fall too. He's not going nowhere. Master Bernard try to get out. There's no way. So temporarily, I'm going to hold this here until I can lock my triangle. Oh, oops. Lock my triangle. Yes. Once I get here, I can ground and pound and go finish. One more time.
You notice how you put this arm back in?
Yes, sir.
It helps on the choke because this person against the karate guard here too. So you want that arm on the inside.
One more time, coach. You guys can strike 3 times and then finish. Yo,
Let's go. So let's say, you know, he gets wide and he wants to shoot in. He's gonna go in for the takedown. Boom. I'm forearm stopping him here. Comes in, I base, forearm stop. So I come, boom. You can go from one side, you can split the difference, doesn't matter. As long as I get forearms in there and I'm tight, I'm strong in my stance. I'm gonna shoot on you.
so from here, just one thing. One of the things I loved about, or I love continually about what Master Bernard teaches me and BOW as a whole is creativity. You know, and Master Bernard taught me this technique, and I was able to maneuver it into what you're going to see now. So same thing of what he mentioned, striking the collarbone and her neck, okay? Coming in from here into a side Muay Thai clinch. From here, you have neck control. Knees to the face, knees to the body. From here, there's another wrestling technique that Olympic wrestlers use to pass the shoulder over. Just keep throwing the shoulder over, keeping it though. And here you have the back. Here we have a smash. Or, if you can't slam the person, you can, here, 1, 2, tie shoulder over. If you can't slam them, just lecture. as long as you take them down. That's all that matters. Simplicity sometimes works best, but if you have power, go ahead, show off.
It's good for the judges.
One more time? What you guys got?
Yes, sir.
Bang. It could be a strike, but for now, let's just pass it what we need to do. Boom, boom. I get to here. If I find the shoulder, I can find the wrist. Strike, uppercut. Pull the head into the hand. Bang. Salute. If I can find the shoulder, I can find the wrist. Stand up. Boom. Sometimes I can't reach. He's too far away. Cut in. Brings the head right to you. I got lots of places I can go from here. Easy place to go is just take it through a hole. Working from there. One more time from another angle. Off the 1-2. Tap this one. Salute down. And again, this can be, a lot can happen off of this. This can be cut here. This can be hit here. This can be hit here. Split the difference. There'll be a lot of stuff in there. Here, all that stuff is in there. But this time, we're just going to salute, uppercut. Boom. I need two. I cut into the bicep to get the head. Go through the hole. Finish that. Got it?
All right, my name is Professor Jeff Ramsey. I'm from Pennsylvania. A lot of you guys, I've known a lot of you, most of you in the room. Today I'm going to work on some basic stick work. I talked to Grandmaster Richardson and Professor Ken about some of the things I'm going to present today. I'm going to work on some stick locking. I've been doing FMA for almost 30 years. It's my favorite art, actually. I do jiu-jitsu as well, and other martial arts, but Filipino martial arts is kind of my love, and this art is pretty amazing, so I like to do it. What we're going to work on today, we're going to start off with warming up on some basic stick takedowns, how to take someone down with a stick. We're going to start with a double leg takedown, some different thigh levers, things like that to take them to the ground. Then I'm going to work on some basic wrist locking and trapping with the wrist when someone grabs your hand on a counterattack. My current FMA instructor is Dr. Remy Presos Jr., who is Grandmaster Remy Presos' oldest son. He's the current, he runs the Marpio Modern Arnis Federation, and that's who I study with right now. And his martial arts in Arnis is a lot of joint locking. If you ever work with him, he is unbelievable when it comes to joint locks, a lot of pain, you can feel it, but then you understand it as well. With that said, next month, July 30th and 31st, I'm having him at my dojo as a guest instructor. So if you guys are interested in coming down and learning something about Arnis, I recommend that you get a hold of me before I end the class so I can let you know. You guys, I'd be an honor to have you guys there and help support the seminar as well. All right, let's start off first with, let's do a double leg takedown. What I'm going to work with is called a ride on. If he hits with number one. Now, in Filipino martial arts, you have a lot of different areas you can hit. Okay, you can hit, like, most common strikes would be a one strike here, where you can hit me number two, be backhand. So you can hit me here, so I can follow up with different counterattacks. What I'm going to do here is what's called a ride on. If I get stuck right here, I'm going to ride this over and lock it right here. Okay? Now, his arm is trapped, both of his legs are trapped. Now I'm going to drive forward on this, dropping my right knee to the mat, which takes him to the ground. Here. As he goes to the ground, I control his knee right here, so I can do this. I can play drums here. He doesn't curl out. So as I come up, then I can follow through and finish off with whatever I want to do from there. Okay, so again, you can see, number one, ride-ons don't work out here. So to try to ride on here, it happens like this, and he hits you. Okay? Ride-ons happen here, close quarters. It's like doing a hit here. See, this is the motion where ride-ons happen. So if I'm coming here, here's my area. So you want to strip it from here, you want hitting, all that stuff from the outside line to the inside. Inside and outside. So from here, as I hit, as he hit, we're going to stop right here, guys. Okay? I'm going to bring this elbow up and cover. As I cover, I'm going to do just like we're doing, let me go around it. What do you do? Like a basic takedown is when I come inside here, I lower my level and I shoot across, hitting where he bends, here and here. Same kind of thing here is I'm going to use my stick to do it. So I'm going to block here, over top, trapping the shoulder here with my head and body. Now I'm going to come around the outside and squeeze. Monkey grip, 5 fingers over, just like this, around the knees. Now at this point, I'm going to pull him into me and drop and keep penetrating, driving through. Pull on that leg, play the drums. Okay, from here, pass it, and then from here you can finish off however you want to. All right, guys? One more time, slow. Remember, there's 3 ranges of combat in Filipino martial arts. I can touch his hand, he can touch my hand. Okay, I can touch his hand with my stick, he's out. This is Largo range. Medial range is here. Elbow to elbow is quarto, or shoulder to shoulder. It's close quarter range. This one's happening more in the quarto range right here because I'm being able to raise here and be able to hit, okay? If you find yourself doing this, then you'll know you're too far away, okay? Purposely jam on this because if you're gonna do a takedown, that means you're comfortable up close, okay? If you don't like takedowns, he hits me here, move it and hit him with the stick, here. See, everything can happen right here. If you don't like getting close and do that, just beat him with the stick, okay? But if you like the takedowns, I'm here. Now I'm in. See it right here. Hit and right around. I'm here, you're set and ready to go. All right, guys? It's working. Question? Good? One more time, guys. One more time.
That one. Perfect. So again, so they can see what a lot of this.
Here. Over. Block it. Drop. All right, guys. Our partner, let's do it. Hey, I'm just gonna show you a couple different ones. When you're flowing with the FMA or the takedowns on this, we call it Dumog, which is Filipino grappling. The entries to them are different. Some of the entries look almost like they come from C-lock. A lot of the entries come around, hook, and push with your legs. I'm going to show you a basic one into a calf lock, which is kind of fun. So I'm going to come in here. As he hits me, I'm going to ride over, okay? Now this could happen here and hit and insert in. I'm sorry, I'll do it again. I'll show you this one first. If I insert here, we also do one called a thigh pry. I'm not going to have you do this one because you can hurt yourself a little bit on this. But it comes inside here and you press. Now, see what I do with his foot? You step on his foot, it kind of straightens out the knee. Kind of a nice one. But as he comes into here, as he hits me, I pass over here and step. Push on the hip. As I push on the hip, now I'm ready to start working and move inside. What we're going to do here is take this one. As he comes in, here's number 2. It's a little easier to go with the 2. Give me one. That's fine. And here, as I pass this over, what I'm going to do is step right inside to here. Okay? Now, one thing to think about with FMA, what's nice about it is you can do these techniques from any reference point. That's why I'm sometimes it'll be a 1, sometimes a 2, could be a 12. There's about 12 basic angles of attack. And what you want to do is be able to do these entries from anywhere. That's the idea. But here number 1 comes in. I'm going to hit here. As I pass this over, I'm going to step and press this to the mat. As I press it down, what I'm going to do is have him roundhouse kick me. As he kicks me, I'm going to block this, pass it, and lock it right here into my leg, into my body right here. Now, what happens here, this traps the foot and the leg. I can press this down. To make this really hurt, you transfer to the knuckle on the ankle, okay, and you press back. What it does, it creates a lock on the foot and presses away. I'm pulling this way, okay? So again. So as he's here, this is going to pop over. As I hit this, I'm stepping behind his foot right here. I'm hooking right behind the heel here. Now all I do is, like I'm doing a penetration for a takedown. I pop my knee to the mat. See that? As he hits me over here with the kick, I'm going to come here, transfer this to my armpit. Right to here, and then lock it in.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is a bad move right here. So be very careful with this. This can twist pretty hard, and it's twist real hard right here and keep a nice lock on there.
Yes, sir.
So again, one more time, slow. As he hits me. Again, this could be a pass here. This could be almost anything. Okay, the passes are however you block it, it's up to you. The ride on the knife because in jiu-jitsu allows us to get inside and do a lot of stuff that you don't like to do. You can choke from here, you do a lot of crazy sweep hits and everything.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so again. Hits here, 1, 2, 3, drive it. Here, he kicks me, I block it. Now, very simple guys, make an umbrella. That's how you do this. That's how you know you're doing it right. Bring it around the corner so the leg can't get away here. Catch it in your arm, and then transfer it to the stick. That's how you get that lock. Alright? And from there, of course, you just apply the pressure by. Now here I have his Achilles here. Hey, that all hurts. It's good. If it has it on the bone, that's good. Achilles also good. If you have the Achilles, you lever by raising the elbow up. That's what creates the pain on that one. Okay? Let's have some fun with it. Okay, grab partner. Alright guys, we're going to a series of trapping from the high line. Now in modern artists we do what's called tappy-tapping. I do like a variation of tappy-tapping on steroids. I add jiu-jitsu stuff into it. I do like blocking and throwing and things from the tappy-tappy when we're coming in.
Sure.
What we're going to work with is what's called stick locks. These locks will trap you up if someone grabs your wrist. A lot of times that conversation is never addressed. We do a lot of fancy striking, we're coming to hit people and they grab your wrist and you're thinking, okay, now I can't do that. What happens? Now there is releases and things like that, but we like to do locks from there. So what we do from over here is we do it from I'll show you what the flow looks like first and I'll show you some of the individual pieces. He hits me, I'll come here, he goes to punch me here, I'll come here, back, and in. as I punch here, I can feed him almost any angle at this point. Hit him over the head, he can pass over, and punch, hit over the top, this way. Now what happens is, as I get this motion here, if I trap his stick, okay, and I go to hit him here, what happens, he grabs my hand at this point. A lot of times we think, what do you do? Okay, at this point. Some of the things we do are what's called stick locks. We'll use the puño and lock right to here. This is called an outside wrist lock from here. Boom. You take it away, and from here you're set and ready to go. That's number one. I'll show you a couple of them, then we'll break into a couple. So from this point right here is where I like to do this, okay? If I open here and give it to him, now I'm walking straight down the center line, either inside or outside this hand right here. If he lets go, we trap center line and continue to flow. Again, 1, 2, 3. If I hit him on this side of the line, we do what's called a cross wrist lock. This one hurts. This is probably one of the best ones. If you let go, it still doesn't help you. This hurts pretty bad right here. We clear, and we keep moving from here and flow back into the flow. From number 1 strikes, we do a lot of finger locking. See this? Finger lock right inside. This creates a lock on the hand from that motion. From here, we go inside, trap, hit, move, and move from there. Okay? Low lines, we get a lot of stuff. I'm not going to do it today, but a lot of times he grabs my hand in low line, we get into things where I go to hit him, he blocks it, I pull and lock, which creates double locks. Okay, these are fun. These are double arm entwines. If you're here, you can start working into some of the takedowns and throws from there. We're going to start off first with the first line. As number 1 comes in, he's going to hit me number 1. I'm going to block this. I'm going to catch this stick right here. Okay? As I hit him, as I grab this stick, I'm going to try and butt strike him on the temple. If he doesn't grab my hand, what happens? He gets hit. Okay? And if he lets go of my hand, he gets hit. That's the best. That covers every question. Because most of the time when we do these locks, people say, what if he lets go of my hand? Hit him. Because that's the key. So if I come here and I go boom, bang, I go to here, and he lets go of it for a second, I'm going to hit him with my stick. Okay? And from here, I start doing my locking techniques and my throws at that point. Okay, so if he lets go of your hand, hit him with a stick. That's the key. Or hit him with something else. Best thing to think about, in a bit more of an advanced level, if you're working here and he lets go of this, hit him with his own stick, hit him with your feet, whatever, you can do whatever you want to here. Take his weapon from him. Whatever you want to do, flow according to what you like, according to what you know, and your technique. Okay? That's the idea. If you're a boxer, you punch him. If you're a grappler, you might throw him. A stick man, you hit him with your stick. Better be a stick man if you have a stick in your hand for this. Okay, number 1 comes in. 1. Okay, I'm going to grab right here. Okay, as I touch this, I'm going to shoot toward his temple. As he grabs this, the secret to these is crossing the arms. Okay, that's the secret. I'm going to cross his arms, bring the puño straight up, and now I meet it right here, and it creates the finger lock. Okay, don't try to chase it just one side. Everything has to work double. Everything has to work together. So as I bring this up, around the corner, now his stick is straight up and down. You see this? Okay, that's going to be our first one, the finger lock. If you're familiar with flow drills like Tappy Tappy or any of the Blinter Walk drills, at this point, you would clear the hands and keep moving. When we free play on this, depending on what angles we're giving here, I might give him a 5, boom, back. As soon as we start moving from here, if he lets go, we keep moving. Okay, that allows you to know there. Here, you get fingers here, you can clear and keep moving at that point. It allows him, I pressure him a little bit, and he can keep moving at that point. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going to move into. But to start with, 1, grab, hit, up, break. Right to there. That's going to be our break. Okay? All right, guys, let's try it first. Yes, I'm sorry. Number 1. 1, 2, hit, up, and break. Now, most of the time, when you block check a stick, especially in modern artists, they do a lot of this. Checking the hand. Okay? That's okay. That's good. But that allows you to take the weapon on a low line. Maybe a disarm, maybe a throw, or something from here. Okay? On this one, if you try and block the hand on this, now I can't hit you with the butt. My hand's in the way. Okay, see this? So now it takes away from your flow. What you have to do is come in this way. So as you do this, it's a bouncing technique. So I bounce and hit inside. Okay? So as he hits me here, I boom, bounce and hit right to here. If I get that shot off the temple, that's good. That'll probably be about it. Okay, we can finish with something else we've done. But if this conversation stops right here, he's good enough to stop my hand. Okay, you can't clear here and keep moving. But if he gets this, that's when we start going to what's called the Visidario or locking technique at this point. Okay? All right, guys, let's try it. Round up. Guys, I have about 5 minutes. I want to show you that this is probably the easiest one. It's the best one that I can use. Let's go into the joint lock here for the double. Okay, so I'm gonna come into here. As he comes in with well, if I'm playing here and he goes to hit me, I'm gonna do most of these from a reference point of a number 2 strike right here. As I cover this, I'm gonna come in and butt strike him now on his right temple. So as I come into here and strike him, I'm gonna lock this right to here. Okay? What this does, it creates a wrist lock right on the arm. Okay, at that point. Now, from here, let's go into, I'm not going to do a heavy throw on this one. If you guys want to throw off of this, we can go into what's called a knee roll on this lock. So if you guys get this lock down here, I'm going to clear this on a 45-degree angle up toward the ceiling. See what's happening here? This gives me an opening to step inside. As I step inside, I'm going to clear either high or low on the body, depending how big he is. If I'm smaller, I'll go between his arms here. But I'm going to come inside here, elbow to the chest, and I clear. What's called a knee roll. At that point, then you can start to work from here and then go. Okay? Okay, so if you hear a hit, he goes back over, punches me, hit here, back, right here, bang, hit, right here. As he grabs that, now if he lets go just like he did right there, I'll keep that trapped in, and we keep flowing from here. We go back into the grill. What's fun about these grills is it allows you to play. If someone lets go, you have to be able to realize what happened. Keep going, keep going, keep going. From here, as he flows, if I don't get it, I come in here, he goes back, in, he keeps moving, here, there, that's it. Now keep moving from here, see? That's the lock. Now I can start coming inside here, striking and moving. What it allows you to do is take advantage of the moment. As you're moving, it's real, live action. So if I come into here, he blocks,